Almost 4 years ago, I began my Animal Crossing Monthly Guides, a year-long series which documented everything that there was to do in the upcoming month. I'll be honest, I don't like these videos. They're not to the standard that I hold myself to nowadays, and they also don't reflect the most up-to-date information since I made these videos before the game had reached its final update. So today, we're rectifying that and consolidating all the individual guides into the Animal Crossing New Horizons Complete Yearly Guide. As before, we'll go month by month and walk through everything that there is to do that month. Every holiday that there is to be celebrated, every creature that can be caught, every villager birthday that happens, and every limited time item that you'll want to grab before the month is over. And we will start, of course, in January. The first day of the year is New Year's Day. Fireworks are set off immediately after the countdown clock hits 0, and villagers will wish you a Happy New Year throughout the day. During the day, the sun shines brighter in the sky, and a unique theme plays in the background. Since Resident Services was closed the day prior, your Nook Stop will award you 500 miles, and your daily mile streak will be maxed out to 300. There, you can find seasonal items celebrating New Year's Day traditions throughout the world. More on those later. The Winter Fishing Tourney kicks off the first of 4 fishing tourneys throughout the year, all happening on the second Saturday of the month. You're tasked with catching as many fish in a 3-minute span as possible. Every fish caught counts towards points which are redeemed for 13 exclusive fishing tournament items, along with a bronze, silver, and gold trophy for 100, 200, and 300 points respectively. Points carry over from one fishing tournament to the next, so you don't need to do everything in one go. There are 4 seasonal tourneys throughout the year to accumulate points, and they all function the same way. Occasionally, Lunar New Year falls in January with pretty minimal celebration. Isabelle will wish you a happy Lunar New Year, and your villagers will mention it too, but that's about it. The holiday will also have some seasonal items to pick up, and we'll also talk about those in just a minute. For a short time in January, the festive season continues from last year's holiday celebrations, meaning red, blue, and gold ornaments will fall from cedar trees that have lights wrapped around them. Use these to make festive series DIY items, the recipes of which are obtained during this season from villagers in their homes or from balloons floating across your island. The festive season runs until the 6th. According to the game's definition of seasons, January falls exclusively in the wintertime. This means a couple of things. Firstly, snow falls throughout the entire month of January, meaning catchable snowflakes will flutter in the air, allowing you to craft items from the Frozen series. You can also find snowballs on the island, and rolling 2 together will make a snowboy. If he's happy with the proportions of his head and his body, he'll reward you with a large snowflake, also mostly used for Frozen series items. Another winter-exclusive event is Aurora Borealises, which can happen on clear nights on your island. They don't serve much purpose other than being pretty and a talking point for your villagers. Finally, winter is the only time of year where many articles of clothing are available from the Able Sisters. The list of winter-exclusive items is pretty long, but they're usually identifiable. Jackets, coats, parkas, cardigans, you can usually bet that these items won't be available during the warmer months. But if you want an extensive list of all winter attire, refer to this Nookopedia article. Link is also in the description. Astrological signs Capricorn and Aquarius occur in January, meaning you should look for shooting stars during these dates. You can collect Capricorn fragments until the 19th to make the Capricorn ornament, and Aquarius fragments from the 20th onward to make the Aquarius urn. That's all the events for January. Now on to important creatures to catch this month. There's a lot of creatures that are available year-round that I won't go on to mention in this guide, so catch all of these at your own leisure. The way that I'll format notable creatures every month is by telling you what new creatures are arriving again starting this month, and which ones are leaving after the month is over. That being said, there are no new fish or bugs in January, nor are any leaving after the month is over. The only collectible that you need to worry about are sea creatures, 2 of them to be exact. The abalone and the lobster are leaving at the end of January, and they won't be back until June and April respectively. So it's not a busy month at all in regards to creatures that you need to catch, but it will pick up a lot in the following months. Here's a list of villager birthdays celebrated in January. The last thing that we'll go over every month is limited time Nook shopping items available at the Nook Stop. Items often include holiday-themed furniture, vanity items, and food from different parts of the world.
January features several different items based on how New Year's is celebrated in different cultures.
Japanese New Year, or Shogatsu, features 5 items that you can purchase, all related to how New Year's is celebrated in Japan.
In Korea, Yunori is a board game played during the New Year, and you can purchase the game as a furniture item.
Finally, the Zodiac figurine is available to purchase, with this year, 2025, being Year of the Snake. These figures rotate yearly, meaning you'll need 12 years to collect them all. All of these items are available until January 5th. Then, from the 5th to the 7th, Nanakasa Gayu, a porridge dish, is available to buy in celebration of the Japanese holiday Jinjitsu. Starting on January 15th and going for a month afterwards, you can buy a football rug and a cheer megaphone to celebrate the Super Bowl, the NFL's championship game. The variant of the cheer megaphone rotates daily, and there are 4 different variants to pick up: fiery, football, glittery, and starry. As briefly discussed, Lunar New Year sometimes occurs in January, and if it does, you can pick up 3 holiday items during the month: the Lunar New Year decoration, lucky red envelope, and Bakjumeoni lucky pouch. The Carnival of Venice is another event that changes dates every year, making these seasonal item segments incredibly painful to sort out, but I digress. While the event never falls in January, the window to pick up the Venetian Carnival masks stretches about 3 weeks before the event itself, meaning it will occasionally be available in late January, so keep an eye out for it, but just know that you still have plenty of time to pick it up if you don't. The next seasonal item is Setsubun. While held in early February, you can pick up the bean tossing kit starting on January 25th. It's a usable item that does exactly what you would expect it to do. Fun fact, it also scares off fish. Setsubun will continue into February, where there are more time-sensitive events to get outside of the Nook Stop, so stay tuned. The last seasonal item in January is the Rossetti model, symbolizing Groundhog Day in the United States. Also celebrated in early February, you can pick it up starting on the 25th and running until February 2nd. Keep in mind that you can only purchase 5 items a day from the Nook Stop catalog, so allocate enough days for which to buy everything you want. And that's everything covered in January. If you followed everything discussed in this segment, then you should be ready for the second month of the year, February. We already talked about Setsubun a little bit at the end of January, and I hinted that there are more exclusive items available to celebrate the holiday. From the 1st to the 3rd of February, you can pick up the Horned Ogre Mask, Ogre Costume, and Okame Mask available to buy at the Able Sisters. The Ogre attire is available in 3 different colors, all of which are available to purchase if you use the store's dressing room. The date Festival falls on differs depending on the year. For example, it occurs in March of 2025, but February for the following 4 and the majority of years after that. So we'll go over it again in March's segment. The event is hosted by Pave, but before he arrives, there's a few things that you can do to prepare for the event. At Nook's Cranny, you can stock up on 9 different Festival furniture items located in the seasonal corner spot of the store, and those come in 5 different color variants. In the cabinet is the Viva Festival reaction set, which teaches you 4 new reactions. Then at the Able Sisters, you can find 3 different clothing items: the Festival costume, the Festival tank dress, and the Festival accessory. All of this becomes available starting on the 1st of February up until the day of the event itself. On the day of the holiday, Pave tasks you with bringing 3 of a certain color of feather. feather colors being green, red, blue, or purple. Feathers can be seen floating in the air like snowflakes and caught with your net. Alternatively, you can turn in one rainbow feather that can be caught at a lower rate than normal feathers, or crafted with one of every feather color. Whichever you choose to give to him, he'll reward you with an item from the Festival series, of which is the respective color of the feathers that you gave him. After getting all 9 Festival items, you're then tasked with collecting 3 rainbow feathers, which will get you a Festival float and a special dance. This is the only means of acquiring the Festival float, and it's treated as the grand prize of the event. If you're struggling to find feathers of a certain color, you can trade feathers with your villagers. Look for villagers who are wearing colors of the feathers that you need the least, as these will be the colors that they ask for. On February 14th, you'll receive a letter in the mail from Isabel and from your villagers in celebration of Valentine's Day. These letters will have either a chocolate heart food item or a heart-shaped bouquet furniture item. Brewster also serves hot chocolate rather than his normal coffee. Winter ends after the 24th, and an obvious sign of this is the snow melting and the grass finally showing up again. This means that you have until the 24th to make snowboys for the Frozen series DIYs, and catch snowflakes to make the Frozen series items. It'll also be the last time that you see auroras in the sky until next winter, and many seasonal clothing items are available at the Able Sisters that are only available in winter. Find the full list of winter clothing in the description. All these things come to an end starting on the 25th, signaling the start of spring. Though it may not feel like it, spring in New Horizons starts in February. From the 25th onwards, it will rain instead of snow, and rainbows will appear in the sky instead of auroras. Bamboo trees will now produce young spring bamboo when harvested with an axe, which is used in many different DIY items. A lot of the DIY recipes for these items can come from balloons and message bottles on Captain's boat tours, so start stocking up on them as soon as possible. Astrological signs Aquarius and Pisces occur in February, meaning you should look for shooting stars during these dates. You can collect Aquarius fragments up until the 18th to make the Aquarius urn, and Pisces fragments from the 19th onwards to make the Pisces lamp. That's all the events in February. Now on to important creatures to catch this month. Starting with fish, the coelacanth returns in late February when it begins to rain again on your island. It's erroneously labeled as all year in-game, but the reality is that it doesn't spawn in snowfall, only rain, meaning it will begin to spawn again starting on the 25th. The pond smelt and the blowfish stop spawning at the end of the month, and they won't be back until December and November respectively. For bugs, the tiger beetle begins to spawn again in February and will remain on your island for 9 months, giving you plenty of time to catch it. The snail also begins to appear in February, but only once the snow stops and the rain begins again, meaning it will begin to spawn from the 25th onward. Bugs leaving in February include the Raja Brooks birdwing, damselfly, and the dung beetle. And to make matters worse, the dung beetle stops spawning on February 25th when the snow melts, so make sure that you get one before the start of spring. And for sea creatures, the sea pig, oyster, sweet shrimp, and Venus's flower basket all leave after February, and all of them won't be back until at least fall. Here's a list of villager birthdays happening in February. Limited time items that you can pick up from Nook Shopping during February include many that we already talked about in January. The Big Game Celebration items are available until the 15th, and that includes the football rug and 4 different cheer megaphone variants which rotate daily. The Lunar New Year occurs at a different time every year, but most often in February, meaning with rare exceptions, the Lunar New Year decoration, Lucky Red Envelope, and Bokjumayoni Lucky Pouch will be available somewhere between early to mid-February. The Bean Tossing Kit is available to pick up until the 3rd, and the Rossetti model until the 2nd. The Venetian Carnival mask is also variable in when it shows up, but at some point in February it will be available to be bought. As far as seasonal items that begin in February, Valentine's Day items are available from the 1st to the 14th. The chocolate heart and heart-shaped bouquet can also be earned from your villagers in the mail on the 14th if you have high friendship with them, so consider buying them from Nook Shopping if you're disastrously ugly or unlikable. The final limited time items this month start on February 22nd. The Hinaningyo and Blossom Lantern become available to buy in celebration of Hinamatsuri, or Girls' Day, and they last until the end of the month. Keep in mind that you can only purchase 5 items a day from the Nook Stop catalog, so allocate enough days for which to buy everything that you want. And that's everything that you need to know for February. If you followed everything discussed in this segment, then you should be ready for the 3rd month of the year, March. It's uncommon for Festival to occur in March, so this holiday was covered already in February's segment to great length. Briefly put, though, you need to do 9 rounds of colored feather collecting for Pave, and one final round where you give him 3 rainbow feathers for the grand prize, the Festival Float. Collaborate with your villagers to get the right color feathers that you need, and collect all 10 pieces of the Festival series. Bunny Day is sometimes celebrated as early as March, with events preceding the holiday taking place even if the day itself isn't until April. 1 week before Bunny Day, you'll begin finding eggs on your island. Earth eggs from dig spots, leaf eggs from trees, sky eggs that can be shot down, stone eggs from rocks, water eggs from fishing, and wood eggs from chopping trees. Zipper will direct you to use these eggs to craft items from the Bunny Day series. Get the DIY recipes for all the items in the set by finding them in message bottles, balloons, or from your villagers. On Bunny Day itself, Zipper returns to your island and will reward you with a Bunny Day basket for trading in 1 of every kind of egg. If you manage to craft all 15 items from the Bunny Day series, he'll reward you with a wobbling zipper toy and Bunny Day wand. These are considered the grand prizes of the event, but there are more items to seek out as well. There's egg shells, outfits, and shoes for every egg type, egg party hats, party dresses, Bunny Day crowns, bags, and fences too. At Nook's Cranny, you can buy the Bunny Day candy, garden flag, planter box, topiary, and tree. Shamrock Day is a minor event in the game, not celebrated in any way outside of some limited-time clothing items from the Able Sisters, a limited-time wand recipe, and some items from Nook Shopping that we'll talk about in a bit. First, the Able Sisters will sell 4 different items in celebration of Shamrock Day: the Shamrock Hat, Shamrock Shoes, Shamrock Suit, and Shamrock Sunglasses. Then, the Shamrock Wand recipe can be acquired from balloons floating above the island. These, along with the seasonal Nook Shopping items, can all be gotten from March 10th to the 17th. March is the first full month of spring, and you'll notice your grass turning from a dead, ugly, faded green to a much brighter and more vibrant color. You can continue to get young spring bamboo from bamboo trees and use this to make 12 different items from the bamboo series. Recipes are found throughout spring by shooting down balloons and finding them in message bottles on Captain's Boat Tours. Also starting in March, Kix features 2 spring exclusive clothing items, the back bow socks and the frilly knee-high socks. You can get these anytime from March to the end of May. Astrological signs Pisces and Aries occur in March, meaning you should look for shooting stars during these dates. You can collect Pisces fragments until the 20th to make the Pisces lamp, and Aries fragments from the 21st onwards to make the Aries rocking chair. That's all the important events in March. Now on to important creatures to catch.
There's lots of new fish appearing in March for the first time this year. 5 of them, the tadpole, loach, cherry salmon, char, and golden trout in the river, and the barred knifejaw in the ocean. The golden trout is the most notable of all these for its difficulty, but it is available for 3 months until leaving in May, and then coming back in September later in the year. Fish leaving this month include the bitterling, yellow perch, stringfish, sturgeon, sea butterfly, and football fish. These fish prefer the colder waters of winter, so they won't be back for quite a long time. Make extra sure to have them all by the end of the month, especially the very rare stringfish. For bugs, many new creatures appear as well: the yellow, tiger, and peacock butterflies, the mantis and orchid mantis, and the honeybee, stink bug, man-faced stink bug, and ladybug. All of these bugs will stick around until at least June. There's only one bug leaving at the end of the month, and that's the emperor butterfly, and even that will return in just a few months. And for sea creatures, 5 new catchables appear with the turban shell, chambered nautilus, umbrella octopus, firefly squid, and spider crab appearing for the first time this year. You'll want to get an early start on the spider crab, as it's very rare and only available for 2 months, March and April. Leaving this month is just the red king crab, another rare creature that you should allocate enough time to hunt down as well. Here's a list of villager birthdays happening in March. Seasonal items that rolled over from February to March include the Venetian Carnival mask in certain years, but most likely you'll have picked this up sometime in January or February. Also, the Hina Nino and Blossom Lantern from Hina Matsuri will be available until the 3rd. New seasonal items arriving this month include the Pie Pie in celebration of Pie Day. It'll be available as soon as March begins on the 1st to the 14th. Shamrock Day celebrations begin March 10th and run for 1 week until the 17th. 3 items become purchasable: the Shamrock Doorplate, Shamrock Rug, and Shamrock Soda. This is in addition to the Shamrock Day clothing items that are available from the Able Sisters and the Shamrock Wand DIY recipe that we already discussed. Then April Fool's Day, despite its name, begins on the 26th and lasts until the end of the month. You can purchase a whoopee cushion during this time, and yes, it does work. Keep in mind that you can only purchase 5 items a day from the Nook Stop catalog, so allocate enough days with which to buy everything that you want. And that's everything you need to know for March. If you followed everything discussed in this segment, then you should be ready for the 4th month of the year, April. From April 1st to April 10th is cherry blossom season. Hardwood tree leaves will change to cherry blossom petals, and you can find and catch these petals to use as crafting materials for the cherry blossom series. Find the DIY recipes for these items the same way that you normally do, from balloons and message bottles on Captain's Boat Tours. There's 15 items that you can make with these petals, so make sure that you get all the DIYs while you can. Bunny Day more commonly occurs in April than it does in March, but there's a good chance that you'll have likely began the celebrations before April even started. I already covered Bunny Day in March's segment, so for the full explanation, rewind to this time. But put simply, you'll begin finding eggs around your island 7 days before the start of Bunny Day. Use this week to gather as many of each of the 6 elemental eggs that you can, and use them to make all 15 items from the Bunny Day series. After doing so, talk to Zipper and receive the Wobbling Zipper toy and Bunny Day Wand DIY recipes as the grand prizes of the event. The Spring Fishing Tourney is the second of 4 fishing tourneys that will happen this year. It'll function exactly the same as the last one that we discussed in January, so refer to that entry for full details. But briefly, your goal is to catch as many fish as you can within a 3-minute window. Each fish earns points that can be redeemed for 13 exclusive fishing tourney items, as well as bronze, silver, and gold trophies for 100, 200, and 300 points, respectively. May Day begins on April 29th and runs until early the following month. At any point during then, you can talk to Orville at the airport to begin a May Day tour, a once-yearly special island that you can visit that features a maze that you must navigate using tools, fruit, and materials to clear paths. Upon reaching the end, you'll meet Rover, and talking to him will earn you a reward in the mail the next day. If this is your first time completing the maze, he'll send you Rover's briefcase. If you've already received that, he'll send you his photo in a random customization variant. You'll be rewarded for efficiently completing the maze, as you can use leftover stamina to access bell vouchers that are hidden away. These vouchers will also be mailed to you the following day. Unfortunately, this maze can only be done once, despite the event lasting over a week. Prom is a very minor event in this game, but there are some items available in celebration of prom from the Able sisters. All throughout the month, you can get the bubble skirt party dress, sequin dress, slip dress, vibrant tuxedo, prom crown, prom tiara, elegant masquerade mask, and dance shoes. There's more prom items available from Nook Shopping, but we'll discuss those in a bit. The spring season continues for the month of April, and it's another month to collect young spring bamboo from bamboo trees to make items from the bamboo series. DIYs for this series continue to be available from balloons for the entire month, and message bottles from Captain's Boat Tours. Astrological signs Aries and Taurus occur in April, meaning you should look for shooting stars during these dates. You can collect Aries fragments until the 19th to make the Aries rocking chair, and Taurus fragments from the 20th onwards to make the Taurus bathtub. That's all the important events in April. Now on to important creatures to catch. Many new fish arrive in April: the killifish, crawfish, snapping turtle, guppy, neon tetra, seahorse, clownfish, surgeonfish, butterfly fish, and zebra turkeyfish. None of these fish are too hard to catch, and they'll be available for several months ahead. What's more important is making sure that you catch the dab, tuna, and blue marlin before April is over. The dab and tuna won't be back until October and November respectively, but the blue marlin will be back again pretty soon in July. Still, make sure you set aside enough time to get them all before they're gone. Lots of new bugs this month as well. The common bluebottle, Agrius butterfly, Raja Brooks birdwing, Atlas moth, and Madagascan sunset moth will begin to spawn, along with the long locust, darner dragonfly, giant water bug, jewel beetle, and flea. The only thing leaving after April is the tarantula, and that won't return until November. And for sea creatures, the lobster returns after leaving in January, and the sea pineapple shows up for the first time this year. The sea cucumber, snow crab, and spider crab all leave once April is over, and the spider crab is especially important to catch before it's gone, as it'll basically be a whole nother year before it's back. Here's a list of villager birthdays happening in April. There's only one seasonal item from last month that rolls over into April, and that's the whoopee cushion. It'll only be available on April 1st though, so pick it up before it's too late. New seasonal items this month include the Forsythia, celebrating the Korean holiday of Singmogil. You can pick up this item from April 1st to April 10th. As we discussed already, April is also prom season, where you have all month to pick up the prom sash, prom flooring, and prom wall, in addition to the clothing items available from the Able sisters. Nature Day used to be a playable event in the game back in 2020, but in subsequent years it's limited to just picking up a cool globe in Nook Shopping from the 15th to the 22nd.
That is a pretty cool globe, though.
Finally, Children's Day is celebrated from the 26th to the end of the month, and you can pick up the cart banner and newsprint helmet during this time. Keep in mind that you can only purchase 5 items a day from the Nook Stop catalog, so allocate enough days with which to buy everything that you want. And that's everything that you need to know for April. If you followed everything discussed in this segment, then you should be ready for the 5th month of the year, May. May Day started last month on the 29th and runs through the first week of May. During the May Day event, you can talk to Orville in the airport to start a special island tour featuring a maze. Navigate it using tools, fruit, and materials to meet Rover at the end. First-time players receive Rover's briefcase in the mail the following day, while returning players get a random variant of his photo. The prizes begin to alternate after that for subsequent years. Efficient maze completion lets you access hidden bell vouchers, which are mailed to you the next day as well. The maze can only be completed once during the week-long duration of the event. From the 18th to the 31st of May, your island's museum will host International Museum Day. Talk to Blathers to begin the event and start exploring all the exhibits in your museum. 3 stations are set up in each of your 4 exhibits, and each will earn you a stamp. Completing all 3 stamps on your card will earn you a prize from Blathers, a plaque respective to the exhibit that you completed. There's one for art, bugs, fish, and fossils, and you can collect these plaques once per day during the duration of the event. Every day, station locations will rotate, encouraging you to explore all the different parts of the museum. May is the last month of spring, meaning the last month to collect young spring bamboo and collect recipes from the bamboo series. By this point, you've hopefully stocked up on materials and collected all the DIY recipes for which to use them with. If not, harvest young spring bamboo from bamboo trees and collect DIYs from balloons and message bottles on Captain's boat tours. Lastly, this will be the final time this year to get the back bow socks and frilly knee-high socks from Kicks. Spring begins again in late February of next year. Astrological signs Taurus and Gemini occur in May, meaning you should look for shooting stars during these dates. You can collect Taurus fragments until the 20th to make the Taurus bathtub, and Gemini fragments from the 21st onward to make the Gemini closet. That's all the important events in May. Now on to important creatures to catch. Another big wave of new fish will arrive in May. The frog, catfish, nibblefish, angelfish, betta, rainbowfish, giant trevally, and mahi-mahi all arrive, and all of them will be available until at least August. Leaving this month is the loach, golden trout, and oarfish. The loach won't return until next March, but they are very common. The golden trout is very rare, but will be back in September, and the oarfish is very rare and won't be back for a long time. Lots of bugs arriving this month as well. The Great Purple Emperor, Queen Alexandra's birdwing, banded dragonfly, pond skater, diving beetle, violin beetle, Rosalia batesi beetle, and scorpion all arrive in May, with most sticking around for the warmer months. The only bug leaving in May is the mole cricket, which won't be missed after hearing this for so many months. Finally, sea creatures arriving in May include the sea urchin, slate pencil urchin, gigas giant clam, vampire squid, and spotted garden eel. All of these are available until at least August. Leaving this month is the turban shell, umbrella octopus, and Dungeness crab. Here's a list of villager birthdays happening in May. Seasonal events that continue from April include the Carp Banner and Newsprint Helmet in celebration of Children's Day. Those 2 items will be available until the 5th. New seasonal items appearing this month include the Thank You Mom Mug and Carnations in celebration of Mother's Day. While the date of Mother's Day changes from year to year, the items remain available all month, giving you plenty of time to pick them up. The annual tradition of cheese rolling takes place in the UK in May, and while the range of dates varies, you can pick up a double Gloucester cheese for 10 days during mid to late May. Finally, in May, the Dano Festival and Dragon Boat Festival occur simultaneously despite being different celebrations. If they happen to fall in May, you can pick up the Suri Chui Tuk and Festival Zongzhi for a 10-day period also in mid to late May. Keep in mind that you can only purchase 5 items a day from the Nook Stop catalog, so allocate enough days with which to buy everything that you want. And that's everything you need to know for May. If you followed everything discussed in this segment, then you should be ready for the 6th month of the year, June. Wedding season takes place all throughout June and tasks you with decorating various wedding-themed rooms for Reese and Cyrus. After taking a photo of your completed work, Reese rewards the player with a wedding series item and heart crystals which can be exchanged for more items. Daily photo shoots with different themes unlocks new furniture, and better decorations yield more heart crystals. On the 6th day, Reese requests a wedding party setup where you're to invite villagers from back on the island. After that day, she'll reward you with a Reese and Cyrus photo plate, and on the 7th day, you'll receive DIY recipes for a wedding fence and wedding wand from Harvey and Cyrus. So you'll need to allocate at least 7 days to decorate throughout the month to maximize the event. Back on your island, there are some wedding season exclusive items available from the Able Sisters, including the Shiromoku, White Hakama with Crest, Bridal Veil, and Tsuno Kakushi. There are also some Nook Shopping seasonal items available throughout the wedding season, and we'll talk about those in a bit. The first of 4 bug-off events happens in June, on the 4th Saturday of the month. Like the fishing tourneys that we've discussed already, you're tasked with catching as many bugs in a 3-minute span as possible. Every bug counts towards points, which are redeemed for 13 exclusive bug-off items, along with bronze, silver, and gold trophies for 100, 200, and 300 points, respectively. Points carry over from one bug-off to the next, so you don't need to do everything in one go. There are 4 bug-offs total throughout the year, occurring in June, July, August, and September. So basically, you have the whole summer to get all of the items. June marks the beginning of summer in New Horizons, and with that, a couple of changes begin to happen on your island. Summer shells begin to wash up on your shore, and those can be used to craft 9 different items. DIY items for these shells will begin to show up in message bottles and in balloons throughout summer, giving you lots of time to collect the shells and make all of the recipes. Summer also means an increase in rainy days on your island, most notably in mid to late June. This means it's likely to be your best chance to experience rainy weather events such as thunderstorms, rainbows, gyroids, and catching the coelacanth. Finally, summer is the only season for many articles of clothing from the Able sisters. The list of summer-exclusive items is pretty long, but they're usually identifiable. Dresses, skirts, tees, sandals. You can usually bet that these items won't be available during the colder months. For an extensive list of all summer attire, refer to this Wikipedia article, link in the description. Summer lasts from June to the end of August, so take advantage of all of this while you can. Astrological signs Gemini and Cancer occur in June, meaning you should look for shooting stars during these dates. You can collect Gemini fragments until the 21st to make the Gemini closet, and Cancer fragments from the 22nd onward to make the Cancer table. That's all the important events in June. Now on to important creatures to catch. Another wave of fish arrive in June, marking the arrival of many of the summer fish. The giant snakehead, tilapia, piranha, arowana, dorado, gar, arapaima, saddled beeshear, ribbon eel, saw shark, hammerhead shark, great white shark, whale shark, and suckerfish all arrive, and you'll have at least the entire summer to catch all of them. Leaving after June is just the cherry salmon and char, who will both be back in September. A lot of bugs arrive in June as well, with the emperor butterfly, firefly, drone beetle, Goliath beetle, rainbow stag, and mosquito arriving this month. The firefly is an unusual bug though, in that June is the only month to catch it. Luckily, they're very commonly found flying above your rivers. It's one of 8 bugs leaving this month, along with the common butterfly, yellow butterfly, peacock butterfly, ladybug, violin beetle, pillbug, and centipede. And for sea creatures, the sea grapes, mussel, abalone, gazami crab, and tiger prawn arrive, while the chambered nautilus, firefly squid, and lobster leave after June. The lobster should be your main focus due to its rarity and the fact that it won't be back until December. Here's a list of villager birthdays happening in June. Seasonal events that continue from May include the Dano Festival and Dragon Boat Festival, which both occur at the same time, but at different times of the year depending on the year. So there are occasions where you can pick up the Surichui Tuk and Festival Zhongzhu in June, but just know that that's not always the case. New seasonal events in June include more wedding season items that you can pick up all throughout the month. The nuptial bell, nuptial doorplate, nuptial ring pillow, and flower petal basket are 4 more items available as part of the celebration. Also available all month is the Thank You Dad mug and Thank You Dad apron as part of Father's Day. From the 1st to the 15th is International Children's Day, where you can pick up the handmade cape and handmade crown for a limited time. And from the 15th to the 21st, you can pick up the sunflower crown, sunflower rug, sunflower sunglasses, and maypole in celebration of the summer solstice. Keep in mind that you can only purchase 5 items a day from the Nook Stop catalog, so allocate enough days with which to buy everything that you want. And that's everything that you need to know for June. If you followed everything discussed in this segment, then you should be ready for the 7th month of the year, July. On the second Saturday of July is the Summer Fishing Tournament, the third of the year if you've been playing along with this guide. It functions the same as the previous two, so refer to the January entry for the full details of the event. But briefly, your goal is to catch as many fish as you can within a 3-minute window. Each fish earns points that can be redeemed for 13 exclusive fishing tourney items, as well as bronze, silver, and gold trophies for 100, 200, and 300 points respectively. The Bug Off also occurs in July, making it the only month that features competitions for both bugs and fish. This is the second Bug Off of the year, with the first one happening in June, and the next two happening in August and September. Like the last event, you'll work to catch as many bugs as you can in a 3-minute window. Each bug contributes points that can be used to unlock 13 exclusive Bug Off items, and trophies for reaching 100, 200, and 300 points. Points roll over between bug-offs, allowing you to continue building your total over time. Summer continues throughout July, and that means you can keep finding summer shells washing up on your beach, which can be used to make 9 different DIY items. Those DIYs will continue to show up in message bottles on Captain's Boat Tours and in balloons throughout July. Check the Able Sisters every day for more summer-exclusive items as well, the full list of which can be found by clicking this link in the description. Astrological signs Cancer and Leo occur in July, meaning you should look for shooting stars during these dates. You can collect Cancer fragments until the 22nd to make the Cancer table, and Leo fragments from the 23rd onward to make the Leo sculpture. That's all the important events in July. Now on to important creatures to catch. 5 new fish arrive in July: the sweetfish, Napoleon fish, pufferfish, blue marlin, and ocean sunfish are all new this month. The Napoleon fish is the most notable, as they are only available for the months of July and August. The only fish leaving this month is the tadpole, which is found very commonly in ponds. A lot of new bugs arrive in July, and many of them don't stick around for too long. Firstly, the cicadas return, with the brown cicada, robust cicada, giant cicada, evening cicada, and cicada shell all here for just July and August. There's also the grasshopper, blue weevil beetle, earth-boring dung beetle, scarab beetle, walking stick, walking leaf, and horned dynastid arriving this month, with most of those only sticking around for a few months as well. Then there's the stag beetles, including the saw stag, Miami stag, giant stag, cyclomatus stag, golden stag, giraffe stag, horned atlas, horned elephant, and horned Hercules. These bugs are also only here for 2 months, and many of them are very hard to find, so you want to spend lots of time this July to get them all, even if not to donate, to sell for a nice profit. The only thing you have to worry about leaving after July is the honeybee. And finally, there are 3 new sea creatures arriving in July: the moon jellyfish, giant isopod, and horseshoe crab. The only sea creature leaving after July is the seaweed, which is very common and will be back in October. Here's a list of villager birthdays happening in July. New seasonal events in July include Tanabata, where you can get the bamboo grass item from the 1st to the 7th. The third Monday in July is Marine Day, and you can pick up the ship wheel door decoration starting 10 days before the event. From the 10th to the 20th, you can pick up the Phrygian cap in celebration of the French holiday Bastille Day. It keeps your head safe from pikes. Starting on the 15th and lasting for the next month is the Cowboy Festival, where the rodeo-style springy ride-on is available. Now that has to be the most characters for an item in the game, right? Okay, so it turns out that it is, with 27 characters, tied with such items as the Mixed Fruits Bagel Sandwich and Citrus Longhorn Bee model. Bee, short for beetle, of course. It's funny because you know that there was an employee at Nintendo who had to think over how they were going to shorten this name to fit the character limit. I will shorten the beetle to bee. Yes. And then he went to go take his lunch break. Finally, Cowherd and Weaver Girl Day can begin in July as early as the 22nd and runs for 10 days. During that time, you can buy the Orihime outfit and Hikoboshi outfit from Nook Shopping. Keep in mind that you can only purchase 5 items a day from the Nook Stop catalog, so allocate enough days with which to buy everything that you want. And that's everything you need to know for July. If you followed everything discussed in this segment, then you should be ready for the 8th month of the year, August. The fireworks show happens every Sunday night in August, meaning you'll have 4 or even 5 shows during the month. Before the show starts, Isabel will be outside your plaza, where she'll collect custom design patterns for the fireworks later. You can submit up to 10 custom designs to be fired off in order once the fireworks begin. After that, Isabel will give you one of 4 bopper headwear items that you can collect throughout the month. Red will open his stand, where you can buy raffle tickets to win one of 24 different items, ranging from mini fireworks to handheld items and food items. The Able sisters will sell the casual kimono, kabuki actor yukata, morning glory yukata, and kimono sandals in-store every Sunday to complete your look. The fireworks show runs from 7 p.m. to midnight. The third bug-off of the year occurs on the 4th Saturday of the month. It works exactly the same as the last couple bug-offs, where you'll work to catch as many bugs as you can in 3 minutes. Each bug contributes points that can be used to unlock 13 exclusive bug-off prizes and trophies for reaching 100, 200, and 300 points. Points roll over between bug-offs, allowing you to continue building your total over time. August is the last month of summer in New Horizons, meaning the last month to collect summer shells from your beach and collecting DIY recipes for which those shells are used for. There's 9 total recipes that these summer shells are used for, and these recipes can be found on Captain's Boat Tours or are found in balloons. You won't be able to collect either these summer shells or these DIYs again until next June, so set aside enough time in August to ensure that you've gotten them all. It'll also be the last time that many seasonal clothing items are available at the Able Sisters until next summer. Find the full list of these clothing items in the description. Astrological signs Leo and Virgo occur in August, meaning you should look for shooting stars during these dates. You can collect Leo fragments until the 22nd to make a Leo sculpture, and Virgo fragments from the 23rd onward to make the Virgo harp. And that's all the important events in August. Now on to important creatures to catch. 3 new fish arrive in August. The soft-shelled turtle, moray eel, and ray all appear for the first time this year. Leaving after August is the killifish, frog, giant snakehead, Napoleon fish, and squid. The giant snakehead and Napoleon fish are the top priority, as they're both pretty uncommon, and they won't be back until next June and July, respectively. Like fish, 3 new bugs arrive in August as well. The migratory locust, rice grasshopper, and walker cicada all arrive for the first time this year. But the real story is the bugs leaving this month. 21 bugs leave in August, many of which won't be back for a long time, and many of which are very rare. First, 2 butterflies are leaving, the common bluebottle and great purple emperor. Both of those will return next spring. Then the cicadas, the brown cicada, robust cicada, giant cicada, evening cicada, and cicada shell all leave as well. All of these will return next July. Then the beetles, the jewel beetle, blue weevil beetle, scarab beetle, drone beetle, and horned dynastid. The jewel beetle will be back in the spring of next year, but everything else won't return until next summer. And finally, the rare stag beetles, the saw stag, Miami stag, giant stag, cyclomatus stag, golden stag, giraffe stag, horned atlas, horned elephant, and horned Hercules. All of these beetles won't be back until July of next year, so make very sure that you've caught them all before the month is over. Consider setting up a mystery tour island with only palm trees to help you if you're not finding many of them on your own island. Finally, there's 1 new sea creature arriving in August, that being the flatworm. It's only available until the end of next month, so don't wait too long to try and catch it. 2 sea creatures leave after August ends, those being the vampire squid and the sea pineapple. The vampire squid is a tricky creature to catch, and you won't get another chance to get one until next May. Here's a list of villager birthdays happening in August. Nook Shopping's seasonal events that are rolling over from last month include the Cowboy Festival that runs from the start of the month to the 15th, and during that time you can pick up the rodeo-style springy ride-on. Then the Cowherd and Weaver Girl Day, the date of which changes every year, but will always occur at some point in August with very rare exceptions. On the 7th day of the 7th lunar month, and 10 days before that, you can pick up the Orihime outfit and the Hikaboshi outfit from Nook Shopping. As for new seasonal events happening in August, there's Oban, which runs for a week from August 10th to the 16th, and you can pick up the very unphallic Eggplant Cow and Cucumber Horse. No, you can't sit on them. The Tomato Festival runs from the 20th to the 31st, and during that time you can pick up the Tomato Festival tea. Occasionally, Moon Viewing Day items become available in late August, though most years these items will become available in September. The next time it occurs in August is 2033, so if you're watching this 8 years from now, grab the Moon Rug, Dango, and Moon Cakes this month. Also rarely occurring in August is Chuseok, which shares its date with Moon Viewing Day. If that falls in August, pick up some Songpyeon from Nook Shopping as well. Keep in mind that you can only purchase 5 items a day from the Nook Stop catalog, so allocate enough days with which to buy everything that you want. And that's everything you need to know for August. If you followed everything discussed in this segment, then you should be ready for the 9th month of the year, September. The last bug off of the year takes place on the 4th Saturday of September. If you haven't had the chance to take advantage of any bug offs during the summer, this is your last chance to do so. It works exactly the same as the last couple events, where you'll work to catch as many bugs as you can in 3 minutes. Each bug that you catch contributes points that can be used to unlock 13 exclusive bug off prizes, and trophies for reaching 100, 200, and 300 points. Points roll over between bug offs, allowing you to continue building your total over time. September 1st marks the beginning of fall on your island. One change that you'll notice with the new season is new DIY possibilities. Throughout fall, acorns can be shaken out of hardwood trees, and pine cones can be shaken out of pine trees. There are 12 recipes that involve either acorns or pine cones, though some of them require a crafting material that you can't get for another few months. Until then, you have plenty of time to stock up. If you're ever in need of extra acorns and have funded his co-op space on Harv's Island, Cornimer will also hook you up with some acorns every day as well. As with all seasonal DIY recipes, you can find them in message bottles on Captain's Boat Tours, or from balloons floating across the sky. Finally, Kix features 2 fall-exclusive items, the sheer socks and spiderweb tights. If you see him, grab them anytime from now until the end of November. Astrological signs Virgo and Libra occur in September, meaning you should look for shooting stars during these dates. You can collect Virgo fragments until the 22nd to make the Virgo harp, and Libra fragments from the 23rd onward to make the Libra scale. That's all the important events in September. Now on to important creatures to catch. Starting with fish, 8 new creatures arrive in September. This includes the pike, cherry salmon, char, golden trout, salmon, king salmon, mitten crab, and sturgeon. This is the best time of year to catch the very rare golden trout, and the only time of year to catch the salmon and the king salmon, as they will be gone after the end of September. But that's only 2 of the 23 fish that leave this month. Fish in the freshwater that are leaving include the crawfish, soft-shelled turtle, sweetfish, salmon, king salmon, nibblefish, piranha, arowana, dorado, gar, arapaima, and saddled bee shear. In the ocean, the clownfish, surgeonfish, butterflyfish, pufferfish, blue marlin, ocean sunfish, saw shark, hammerhead shark, great white shark, whale shark, and suckerfish all leave after September. Make sure that you have all of these before the month is over. For bugs, 9 new creatures arrive in September. This includes the common butterfly, yellow butterfly, monarch butterfly, cricket, bell cricket, red dragonfly, violin beetle, pillbug, and centipede. Just like the fish though, the real concern is the 18 bugs leaving this month. First, the butterflies: the tiger butterfly, emperor butterfly, agrias butterfly, Raja Brooks birdwing, Queen Alexandra's birdwing, atlas moth, and Madagascan sunset moth.
Yeah, those are moths, not butterfly.
Shut up. Then the grasshopper, walker cicada, pond skater, diving beetle, giant water bug, Rosalia batesi beetle, earth-boring dung beetle, Goliath beetle, rainbow stag, walking leaf, and mosquito all leave after September as well. And finally, 5 sea creatures are new this month, with the oyster, turban shell, chambered nautilus, umbrella octopus, and sweet shrimp. Leaving after September are the sea grapes, sea urchin, slate pencil urchin, moon jellyfish, gigas giant clam, tiger prawn, horseshoe crab, and flatworm. So all parts of your Critterpedia need attention in September to ensure that you catch everything before the end of the month. Here's a list of villager birthdays happening in September. Nook Shopping's seasonal events that are rolling over from the last month include potentially the Moon Viewing Day and Chuseok. Most of the time, these events will begin in September, and for a 10-day period, you can pick up the moon rug, dango, and mooncakes for Moon Viewing Day, and Songpyeon for Chuseok. These events will always happen simultaneously. As far as new seasonal events that begin in September, it's just the Grape Harvest Festival, which runs all month. This gives you lots of time to pick up the Grape Harvest Basket. Keep in mind that you can only purchase 5 items a day from the Nook Stop catalog, so allocate enough days with which to buy everything that you want. And that's everything you need to know for September. If you followed everything discussed in this segment, then you should be ready for the 10th month of the year, October. Halloween preparations begin as early as the first day of October, when Jack sends you a letter in the mail instructing you to begin gathering candy. The letter also has a portrait of Jack attached. Candy can be bought once daily from inside the cabinet at Nook's Cranny, meaning you can prepare up to 30 pieces before Halloween Day. Elsewhere on the island, the Able Sisters will begin to sell costume accessories throughout the month, and the Nook Stop will begin selling body paint costume tips, which gives you 4 new skin tone options, and exploring new eye colors, which gives you 6 new eye color options. Villagers found crafting in their house can teach you DIY recipes from the Spooky series, or they can give you pumpkins and candy if you already know their recipe. Then on Halloween Day, villagers will be dressed up in costume and will ask you for a piece of candy. If you do give them some, they'll give you Spooky series DIY recipes and items that you haven't earned already, or pumpkins, lollipops, and the scare reaction. But giving them nothing will cause them to trick you and turn you into one of 4 kinds of monsters. Jack will also be wandering around town, and he'll also ask you for candy. Giving him regular candy can earn you his face, robes, pumpkins, and the haunt reaction. Giving him a lollipop, though, will earn you the Spooky Carriage and a Spooky Wand DIY recipe. If you're finding yourself short of candy to fund all these transactions, villagers who are inside their house will give you candy if you visit them in costume. You can also dress up in the face and robe that Jack gives you, fooling them into thinking that you are Jack and making them hand over more candy. Celebrations last from 5 p.m. to midnight, meaning you should have plenty of time to get everything if you've been stocking up all month. Fall season continues in October, meaning another month to collect acorns from hardwood trees and pine cones from pine trees. These can be used to make 12 different DIY recipes that you can find all throughout fall via balloons or message bottles from Captain's Boat Tours. If needed, extra acorns can be acquired from Cornimer all throughout fall. Astrological signs Libra and Scorpio occur in October, meaning you should look for shooting stars during these dates. You can collect Libra fragments until the 23rd to make the Libra scale, and Scorpio fragments from the 24th onward to make the Scorpio lamp. That's all the important events in October. Now on to important creatures to catch. 2 fish arrive in October, with the yellow perch and dab both coming back after leaving earlier in the year. 10 fish leave after October, with the snapping turtle, catfish, tilapia, angelfish, betta, and rainbow fish leaving from the freshwater, and the moray eel, ribbon eel, giant trevally, and mahi-mahi from the ocean. Only 1 bug arrives starting in October, that being the ladybug. It's only back for this month though, making it one of 10 bugs leaving after October, along with the yellow butterfly, bell cricket, red dragonfly, darner dragonfly, banded dragonfly, stink bug, man-faced stink bug, tiger beetle, and scorpion. Finally, 3 sea creatures arrive in October: the seaweed, spiny lobster, and Venus's flower basket. The spiny lobster is the most concerning of the 3, being that it's only available until December. 2 sea creatures leave after October: the giant isopod and spotted garden eel. The giant isopod is very rare and won't be back until next July, so keep that in mind. Here's a list of villager birthdays happening in October. Nook Shopping's seasonal events that continue from the previous month include the Moon Viewing Day and Chuseok. This is the 3rd month that these events can potentially occur in, so if they do, pick up the Moon Rug, Dango, and Mooncakes for Moon Viewing Day, and Songpyeon for Chuseok. These events will always occur at the same time. The only new seasonal event happening in October is Day of the Dead. which is celebrated from October 25th onward. During that time, you can pick up the Marigold decoration. Keep in mind that you can only purchase 5 items a day from the Nook Stop catalog, so allocate enough days with which to buy everything that you want. And that's everything you need to know for October. If you followed everything discussed in this segment, then you should be ready for the 11th month of the year, November. The biggest event happening in November is Turkey Day, which occurs on the 4th Thursday of the month. Starting at 9 a.m., Franklin sets up his table at Resident Services and asks you to gather ingredients for all the dishes he has to prepare. There are 4 dishes, each rewarding you with a Turkey Day rug, Turkey Day wallpaper, Turkey Day flooring, and cornucopia in that order. Ingredients can be gathered around the island, ranging from crops that you grow to fish that you have to catch. You can swap ingredients with villagers who are inside their homes in case you find yourself unable to gather something. Each dish also has a secret ingredient that rewards you with a Turkey Day DIY recipe, and the Cozy Turkey Day DIY pack if you get all 4 secret ingredients. If you don't, though, that DIY pack can also be purchased from Nook's Cranny in the cabinet starting on the next day. You can also get the Turkey Day recipe pack upon completion of the 4th recipe, and then the event will be complete. Like the Cozy Turkey Day DIY pack, you can also get these DIYs from the cabinet in Nook's Cranny as well. In total, there's 16 items to collect this event. Starting the day after Turkey Day to the 30th of November is the Nook Friday sale, where all items in the shop are 30% off. It's a minor event, all things considered, but you'll also find the exterior of Nook's Cranny to be decorated accordingly. All throughout November, 5 different types of mushrooms begin to appear on your island. The elegant mushroom, flat mushroom, round mushroom, and skinny mushroom can be found underneath hardwood and cedar trees, while the rare mushroom can be dug up from the ground. With these mushrooms, you can craft 12 different DIY recipes and 8 different cooking recipes. The 5 mushrooms can appear at varying rates, though your island's star rating does influence the odds. For example, rare mushrooms only appear 1% of the time on 3-star islands, but 10% of the time on 5-star islands, so make sure your island's in good shape before November begins. From November 16th to the 25th is maple leaf season. For 10 days, maple leaves fall from the sky, and you can catch them with your net. There are 10 DIY recipes that use these leaves, a couple of which include the acorns and pine cones that you've hopefully been collecting throughout fall. These DIY recipes can be found in balloons floating across your island during the event, or from Captain's Boat Tours. The last day of fall in-game is November 25th. Despite this, though, acorns and pine cones remain available to collect from hardwood and cedar trees until the 10th of December, and Cornimer will keep giving you acorns throughout the month. Rainbows will stop appearing after fall is over, and they won't return until spring. Kix will continue to sell his 2 fall-exclusive clothing items until the end of the month, so make sure to pick up the sheer socks and spiderweb tights before November is over. Fall-related DIY recipes will be available, as always, from Balloons and Captain's Boat Tours. Winter begins on the 26th of November, meaning rain will end and snowfall begins again. The snow isn't heavy enough to stick yet, snowflakes can't be caught yet, snowboys can't be made yet, and auroras can't be seen yet. Which doesn't sound a lot like winter, but technically it is. Astrological signs Scorpio and Sagittarius occur in November, meaning you should look for shooting stars during these dates. You can collect Scorpio fragments until the 22nd to make the Scorpio lamp, and Sagittarius fragments from the 23rd onward to make the Sagittarius arrow. That's all the important events in November, now on to important creatures to catch. Many winter fish begin to arrive in November after being gone for the warmer months. The bitterling, blowfish, tuna, blue marlin, and football fish will all show up again and will remain on your island throughout the winter. 11 fish leave after November is over, meaning this is your last chance to get the cherry salmon, char, golden trout, mitten crab, guppy, neon tetra, seahorse, zebra turkeyfish, barred knifejaw, ray, and coelacanth. While listed as all year, the coelacanth only spawns in rain, meaning that once snowfall begins later in the month, the coelacanth will not return until the end of winter. As for bugs, 3 of them arrive in November: the damselfly, the mole cricket, and the tarantula. 10 bugs leave after November: the monarch butterfly, long locust, migratory locust, rice grasshopper, cricket, mantis, orchid mantis, violin beetle, walking stick, snail, and flea. Most of these bugs won't return until spring. And finally, 5 new sea creatures arrive in November: the sea cucumber, sea pig, Dungeness crab, snow crab, and red king crab all arrive this month and remain available throughout winter. The chambered nautilus, umbrella octopus, and gazami crab leave after November, and they'll be gone until the warmer months as well. Here's a list of villager birthdays happening in November. Nook Shopping seasonal events that continue from the previous month include Day of the Dead, which runs until November 3rd. During that time, you can pick up the marigold decoration furniture item. New seasonal events in November include the Lantern Festival, which runs from the 1st to the 11th of November. During that time, you can get the handheld lantern item, which you can hold in your hand like a tool. Then from the 11th to the 20th, you can get the Chitose Ame in celebration of Shichi-Go-San, a Japanese holiday which translates to 753, the ages at which children are celebrated during this event. So sorry to the 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 119, 120, 121, and 122-year-olds out there. Keep in mind that you can only purchase 5 items a day from the Nook Stop catalog, so allocate enough days with which to buy everything that you want. And that's everything you need to know for November. If you followed everything discussed in this segment, then you should be ready for the 12th and final month of the year, December. Toy Day celebrations begin as soon as the 1st of December. Nook's Cranny will begin selling 9 different kinds of toys that rotate daily, and the Able Sisters will have a wide array of festive items from holiday sweaters to Santa costumes. On the 24th, Jingle will appear on your island and request that you make him 3 festive wrapping paper, providing you with the DIY to do so. You can use one of every kind of ornament to make a wrapping paper, and ornaments can be collected from decorated cedar trees around your island. More on that later. After giving Jingle what he asks for, he'll reward you with Toy Day stockings, which can be hung up in your house for a surprise the next day. He'll also give you his magic bag, which can be used to deliver presents to your villagers. Find your villagers around the island and talk to them holding the bag. You'll need to deliver a gift to every villager to complete the event, and villagers whom you have high friendship with will give you a gift in return. The gifts that are given to you are from the same pool of items that are sold on Nook's Cranny, so this gives you a chance to collect them all if you haven't had the chance throughout the month. Upon completion, Jingle will reward you with a gift pile DIY recipe and a Toy Day sleigh, the grand prize of the event. The following day, Jingle's picture can be found in the Toy Day stockings that you hung up. The celebrations continue in late December, as your island will celebrate the countdown to the new year at the Resident Services Plaza. A giant timer counting down the hours, minutes, and seconds remaining is the main focus, with Isabelle and Tom Nook appearing outside to hand out goodies. This unfortunately means that Resident Services is closed for the day, so plan around that accordingly. Isabelle will hand out light sticks, which can also be purchased from Nook's Cranny for 1,500 bells. Tom Nook will give you party poppers and sell you one of 2 different kinds of New Year's hats. There's no way of obtaining whichever one isn't sold by Tom Nook without waiting for a future countdown event or by trading with other players. As the new year gets closer, the theme music will change and villagers will begin to gather at the plaza. Villagers will line up and begin waving light sticks in rhythm with the final seconds of the year. The fireworks will continue for 2 hours, where your villagers will party and wish you a happy new year. There are lots of seasonal items available relevant to the celebration of New Year's around the world, and we'll talk about those in a little bit. Starting on December 15th, you can begin to collect ornaments of 3 different colors from trees around your island. Specifically, cedar trees that have lights hung around them can drop red, blue, and gold ornaments at different rarities. These ornaments are used to craft many different items from the Festive Series. Festive Series DIYs can be acquired throughout the festive season by your villagers in their homes, or from balloons floating around your island. If you already know all the DIYs for this series, villagers will give you ornaments to use instead. Though winter continues from last month, many winter activities only begin in December. A big snowstorm will hit your island on the 10th, and snow will begin settling on top of the grass the day after, and that lasts until the end of winter. With this, snowboys can begin to be made, and if made with proper proportions, the snowboys will reward you with a DIY recipe from the Frozen series. If you already know all the items from the series, you'll instead receive a large snowflake. Starting at the same time, snowflakes will flutter around your island, and you can also use these to make a lot of the items from the Frozen series. Auroras begin again starting in December in place of rainbows during the rainy months. And finally, winter is the only time of year to pick up many seasonal clothing items from the Able Sisters, the extent of which is too much to show, but a link to all these winter-exclusive items can be found in the description. Astrological signs Sagittarius and Capricorn occur in December, meaning you should look for shooting stars during these dates. You can collect Sagittarius fragments until the 21st to make the Sagittarius arrow, and Capricorn fragments from the 22nd onward to make the Capricorn ornament. That's all the events for December. Now on to important creatures to catch this month. 5 new fish arrive in December. The pond smelt, stringfish, sea butterfly, squid, and oarfish all arrive, with most of them having been gone since the early months of the year. Only 1 fish leaves after December, that being the pike, who won't be back for several months. For bugs, 3 new creatures arrive, with the emperor butterfly, Raja Brooks birdwing, and dung beetle all appearing. The dung beetle specifically will appear from the 11th onward after the snow has settled on your island. No bugs leave after December ends. And finally, 1 new sea creature arrives in December, that being the lobster. He's only here for a couple of months before showing up again in the spring. 3 sea creatures leave after December: the mussel, turban shell, and spiny lobster. The spiny lobster is the most important, being very rare and not showing up again until October. Here's a list of villager birthdays happening in December. No seasonal items rolled over from the previous month, but December has plenty of new Nook shopping items available. Starting with the winter solstice, the midwinter sweater, aurora wall, bathtub with yuzu, and tongyin are available from the 15th to the 22nd. Celebrations for New Year's Eve go by many names across the world, but we'll group them together for simplicity's sake. From the 22nd to the 31st, you can pick up the New Year's noodles, bear liner, 12 grape dish, Olivier salad, and sparkling cider from Nook Shopping, all food items based on New Year's Eve celebrations in different countries. Also starting on the 22nd are items that are used to celebrate once the new year begins. The Karomatsu, Kagami Mochi, New Year's Shimekazari, Otoshidama envelope, and Ozechi are all available through the new year for Shogatsu, or Japanese New Year. The Yutenori is available in celebration of Korean New Year. And finally, a Zodiac figurine representing the upcoming Zodiac becomes available, meaning you'll need to play for 12 years to acquire them all yourself. Keep in mind that you can only purchase 5 items a day from the Nook Stop catalog, so allocate enough days with which to buy everything that you want. And that's everything that you need to know for December, and for that matter, the entire year in Animal Crossing New Horizons. Reference this video as needed for current or upcoming months to ensure that you're making the most out of your time in the game. This video was a huge effort to put together, in both consolidating all the information and presenting it in a manner that is hopefully orderly and easy to understand. Many thank yous are in order to Nookopedia and all the people who contribute towards ensuring that that's the best collection of information for the entire Animal Crossing series. Much of the data for that website is sourced from the data spreadsheet for Animal Crossing New Horizons, which is an extensive resource that details pretty much everything that there is in the game, from items, clothing, creatures, villagers, events, and so much more. This video would not exist without it, and I want to thank everyone who has contributed to both that and Nookopedia, and I hope this video is a nice summary of everything there is to celebrate, catch, and purchase throughout the year in Animal Crossing New Horizons. Thank you for watching.